don't know the ordeal I've gone through to expose this stuff. They all thought it was incredible how I would just keep going next day, but they only usually risk the day do-over like 8 times, but it was bad, and it messes up people's clocks all over the world. Forward or back a minute for almost all clocks. I don't know why. Proton colliders do other stuff too, but I only know about the Groundhog Day thing. The Grendel Timewaves Zero music video has all kinds of references to me and the apocalypse, references to how they think I'm New Age Jesus and all, MK Ultra mental visualizations, chips in the head, all kinds of stuff, and at the end it shows how I'm going to need a new heart if I survive. Watch it. I made the song too while they're at the cloning centers as a clone. At 4:36 it shows how they want me to die and be reanimated as a dead consciousness clone. There's a thing I do with visuals to assist me in making songs there at the cloning centers sometimes. It's crazy. They put it in a video. The type of stuff I visualize sometimes makes it easier. You can make graphs and equalizers in visuals and move stuff. It's really amazing. It shows me popping a chip on my tongue, like a brain chip, and doing MK, many references in that Grendel Timewaves Zero music vid. More than most, Russian band. At 1:50, MK chip goes in. I helped make that music video. Listen to the background voices, tells ya, fully formed cyber beings. At 4:38 it shows how the Illuminati want me to agree to have an aneurysm and get reanimated after death in a super clone body, top of the line, big, strong, and with beneficial implants. No thank you. The video also has body snatching in it, has Groundhog Day mini reference in it, then at the end, shows that I'll need an artificial heart, but then the apocalypse happens anyway. Collider has been used hundreds of times. First collision sets the start date, then day or two later if they collide again they go back, whole universe goes back to the original collision, but people with chips in their heads recall the erase day. Some others get deja vu, but that's all. They do it with lots of stuff for many applications. They collide protons, and then if Tequila goes on TV and tells all about cloning and lizards with Avril's dead body and everything, and people freak out, panic in the streets, rioting, the Queen is killed, bad governments hung from lamp poles, the guys at the proton collider thing just slam protons again, bang. We're back to before Tequila told all, then they just kill Tequila and problem solved. That's how it works. Tequila's televised speech never happens, no riots, no nothing. It's a pretty reliable security feature. But they can only do it a max of 9 times, and usually only do it 8 because of the black hole risk. I had to fight through 8 time waves a bunch of times, getting re-tortured worse and worse each time while they were trying to detour me from making original letter, exposing Vril and all. I took the pain and soldiered on. I thought they could just keep doing it. I thought all was futile then, but found out after keeping going for a while they only do it for 8 time waves. Made me half insane, but info is out now. Now people have to spread it, or all is lost. Don't make me have had to go through all that for nothing. I won't even describe what they did to me. Surgical procedures on my clones. I honestly am now some kind of crazy, but anyone would be. I maintain mental cohesion only to complete my mission. But it's everyone's mission, they just don't realize it yet. Vril want drone world, and China is only too glad to help, as long as China don't get droned, which they will be once all other countries are taken care of. Made the movie Groundhog Day about it, they were all terrified to talk, but since I'm looking at reanimation and death after death anyway, I have nothing to lose. Can threaten my family, they're in it, can threaten my daughter, she's loyal to them now and hates me out of necessity, and all my friends are scared away, nothing to lose, I'm the last hope. Groundhog Day effect with the Hadron, Proton Collider, maybe one day, maybe more, depends upon when the collider made the last slam. They have the option of doing a reset, it's Project Pegasus, back to that slam. But they can only do it like 7 times because 8, 9 and 10 times in a row chance black holes appearing in the earth. Seriously, it is wild tech. I had to do my original letter like 5 or 7 times. It was bad, an ordeal. I went through it to save all you people not in the know. Don't allow me to have done that for nothing. It was a lot of pain. Most crack, I didn't, had to warn the world, save others. I thought they could do the Groundhog Day effect indefinitely. I just kept going back and writing it out the next day again like stubborn and determined. Learned they can't do Pegasus over and over. 5th or 7th time they had to let my letter get finished and sent everywhere. It's so secure, someone is gonna betray. They talk and they use Project Pegasus to bounce time back a day with the Hadron Collider and then kill them. They can only do it 9 times, like movie Groundhog Day. On the 10th they risk causing a black hole in the center of the Earth, 11 times differently. I had a bad time fighting through the time waves until time wave 0, when they have to let the wave go or black hole will occur. It was an ordeal. It does other stuff too, but they Groundhog Day'd me many times trying to dissuade me, but it was too important for me to give up. They slammed the protons in the collider and that's the set redo spot in time. If someone nukes or talks they slam again and time goes back to the original slam. Then they go deal with the problem, tried to clone torture me into compliance and threaten me with death, but I kept doing it, too important not to, but it wore on my health. People with chips have the previous time wave uploaded into their memory, others are oblivious, but some get odd deja vu about the day. It messes up clocks. Everyone's clocks go back or forward randomly for some reason randomly. When testing it the idiots ran the risk of destroying the Earth, but they just did it anyway. Pegasus is too hard to believe. I don't even want to mention what it does, but if you've ever seen the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, then, figure it out. Has to do with time wave 0, quantum hop. If I say they'll do it again. It's not important just yet. We're back to time wave 10 now. Basically, blah, never mind, they'll do it again. If they don't like what happens they can reset back a day. They can do this Groundhog Day thing 10 times, but then have to go with what happened. Just like Groundhog Day. They made that movie. Question, so 10 is the max times to be able to change something, and if they don't get it then that's it? Donald Marshall, Won't even tell you what I had to go through. Doesn't matter, I can't do it again, I'll have a heart attack for sure. Question, Donald, do you get any recall from bounce backs? Donald Marshall, good question. First time they bounce back, if you have a chip you get strong deja vu of everything all day. Second time you know half of what's gonna happen all day. Third time you know the whole day's events. Much to it. They did it as a joke to me for 6 days. Like the movie Groundhog Day. I was scared, yes, thought I was stuck in a Star Trek time loop thing. Then I decided to mess with my friends, because of course, you know what's gonna happen all day and you're hanging with them that day. You can tell them what's gonna happen. I did it too well. I've always heard them refer to the time bounce back as the Groundhog Day thing. Question, do Vril have access to time travel? Donald Marshall, Illuminati just have the Groundhog Day effect tick that I know of. I don't think they can go back or forward, never showed me anyway, just the Project Pegasus Groundhog Day thing they can do. You won't read about that anywhere. They say the Pegasus thing is something different, like the Camelot thing, totally different than what the project actually is. Celebs don't trust each other to stick to it. United. Also the Illuminati have that Groundhog Day tech, to bounce back a day and kill the person before the press conference if need be, with the Hadron Colliders. Not good. Letter sounds a little erratic, I had to make it like 7 times. Project Pegasus Groundhog Day thing. They're gay nerdy dumb people, you'd think they were like cool and prevent badness from happening, but it's the opposite. I fought through 7 Groundhog Days with them messing me up bad each night. It sucked, lizards biting me, all kinds of methods. Each night I'd say okay guys, I'm sorry, I won't try it, I'll join ya. They said no damage done, welcome to the club, right? Next day mailing letter again, ain't go to sleep that night, get messed up bad, promised them I wouldn't send it around, said there's no hope. Next day I still mailed it. Sick as hell, but it was like defiance, and I thought they could do the Groundhog effect thing indefinitely, so I was hoping they got bored redoing the entire day again and let me mail. However, they only do it max I think 7 times, because at 9 or 10 of them it has the possibility of creating a black hole in the earth. That's what that Timewaves Zero song is about. Band is Grendel fighting through 7 time waves of badness. They could have just killed me, but I detailed why they don't want in older posts. When they get to Timewave Zero, they have to go with whatever happens if it still happens and they can't prevent it. Confusing, I know. It involves tech concerning those proton colliders. Hadron Collider. Project Pegasus does a couple things. I don't even know all it does. They wouldn't tell me. Project Pegasus, colliding protons and using fiber optic cables. Info over fiber optics travels at or near speed of light. We'll explain at the end. Too confusing. I don't want the nuts to use it again. Groundhog Day, ever see that movie? I hate that movie like bad. I can't get into Pegasus. I won't survive a new series of Timewaves. People know what I'm talking about, if they read what I posted before. Then there's the proton collider thing, another obstacle. I hate that thing. Collides protons in a freaky science thing. Does more than they say it does. Not a Stargate, it forces protons in a circular rotation, and when they collide it makes a wacky thing happen. Question: what have they planned for December 21, 2012? Donald Marshall: they told me several things years ago, then told me disinfo recently, before they told me that they were going to use the Hadron Colliders to smash protons. Project Pegasus stuff, at the same time as the planetary alignment, to get antimatter somehow, free energy, and supposedly to somehow directly commune with the creator of the universe. They're inbred retarded. It could cause a black hole to form inside the Earth, swallowing the solar system and surrounding systems. Lil risky. It does other stuff too. Unknown all the applications. It can supposedly transmute elements too. Get an info out with them using the proton collider setback Groundhog Day thing. I didn't even mention it, thought it would be too unbelievable, so just did it again and again, but can only do it 8 or 9 times. Told me at first they could just continually do it when I was originally messaging the Middle East a lot, cause they hate Muslims, so figured they'd be not Illuminati. Then when too many knew to be cloned, blasted on Facebook. Didn't include real info at first either, cause cloning stuff was hard enough to understand. They really didn't want me to tell about real lizards though. Too late. Question: is it possible we are in for another rewind? Donald Marshall: yes, they don't like it when I talk about the time bouncy back thing. It's one of their fave techs and they really didn't want me to tell people about it. They wanted to keep it active as a catastrophe eraser, like an event of big trouble, slam each week, and if like a nuke happened, go back and prevent it from happening. But then there would be major problems. Someone's mom would die in a car accident. They'd want time bounced back to the last proton slam to prevent the accident by not letting her leave the house that day. Everyone would want to do that for accidents and big death tolls and wars and such. The tech is being abused as nefariously as they can now. They are so incredibly cruel. You'd have to see it to understand, my friends. Many things. Illuminati prisoner Donald Marshall is being taken to the cloning centers against his will, and they are torturing him there. People, including innocent children, are being used as sex slaves and are being tortured there as well. Don needs as many people as possible to help him inform the world about the Illuminati's secrets: human cloning, cloning centers, vril lizards, parasited human hosts of vril and dead shift heads. Please help rescue those that are trapped and silenced with the threat of endless torture and death by sharing Donald Marshall's information and videos. The sooner this all becomes global, the sooner everyone will know the truth and those that are trapped will be freed. For more information, please check out Donald Marshall's Facebook, www.facebook.com/donald.marshall.148, and Donald Marshall's forum, www.donaldmarshall.proboards.com.